सहनौ भवतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः। अनन्तरूपा अनन्तनामा आदिमूला नारायण अनन्तरूपा अनन्तनामा आदिमूला नारायण अनन्तशयना हे जगन्नाथ कमलनयना हे माधवा अनन्तशयना हे जगन्नाथ कमलनयना हे माधवा करुणासागर कालियनर्तन करुणासागर कालियनर्तन हे दया सिंधो कृष्णा हे दया सिंधो अनन्तरूपा अनन्तनामा आदिमूला नारायण विश्वरूपा विश्वाधारा विश्वेश्वर हे नारायण विश्वरूपा विश्वाधारा विश्वेश्वर हे नारायण भवभयहरण दीनोद्धरण भवभयहरण दीनोद्धरण Sindho Krishna. He Kripa Sindho. Ananta Rupa Ananta Nama. Adi Mula Narayana. Adi Mula Narayana. Om Namo Narayanaya. 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 Om Yam Brahma Varunendra Rudra Marutaha Stunvanti Divyaistavaihi Vede Sangapadakramopaniषदैः Gayanti Yam Samagaha Dhyanavasthita Manasa Pashyanti Yam Yoginaha Yasyantam na vidussura suraganaha Devaya tasmai namaha. Devaya tasmai namaha. Humble prostrations to one and all present here. This is a very special year for Chinmaya Mission because this is 108th birth anniversary of Puja Gurudev, Swami Chinmayananda. And the one scripture which Puja Gurudev loved very much is Bhagavad-Gītā. So the best way of celebration of this 108th year is by discussing what Puja Gurudev loved the most. So therefore, this topic has been taken. So in these 3 days, we are going to discuss 6 topics. And all these topics are related to the 3 gunas, sattva, rajas and tamas. So therefore, our first topic is moods of the mind. Moods of the mind. The discussion is mainly based on the 14th chapter, and the name of the 14th chapter is Gunatraya Vibhaga Yoga. Most of the verses which I am going to discuss in this class, it is from 14th chapter. Why should we know the moods of the mind? It is exactly like, why should we have a dashboard in the vehicle? Before something is going to happen, just by looking at the dashboard, you know. The fuel meter is there, it is showing empty. What does it mean? Almost empty. It means very soon the vehicle is going to stop, isn't it? So this dashboard gives various warning signals. The journey becomes very comfortable if we start paying attention to this dashboard. Not only that, you have to pay attention. Also, you must know how to read the readings on the dashboard. That is also important. Suppose we go to this cockpit of an aeroplane. Dashboard is there. But when we are not able to understand what the different readings mean, then again it is useless. So in the same way, our mind is also like that dashboard. First, something happens inside, and then only it happens outside in the world. First, things starts happening in the inner world of thoughts. Then it takes a gross form and starts appearing in the outer world. So therefore, a person who is paying attention to this inner world of thoughts and moods, that person has tremendous amount of control over what is going to happen in the outer world. That famous quote which I often quote, beware of your thoughts because they become your words. Beware of your words because they become your actions. Beware of your actions because they become your habits. Beware of your habits because they become your character. Beware of your character because they ultimately determine your destiny. So everything starts from thoughts. Everything is decided by thoughts. So therefore, a person who has control over the thoughts has control over everything related to his life. And therefore, it is very essential that we pay attention to our thoughts. We pay attention to our mind and various moods of the mind. So for this reason, we study this particular topic. So what are the three different moods of the mind? So we say the three different moods are Sattvic mood, Rajasic mood and Tamasic mood. So first we will discuss what is a Sattvic mood of the mind. So verse number, I'll just mention the number for reference. Okay. So verse number 6, chapter number 14. Tatra sattvam nirmalatvat prakashakamanāmayam sukha sangena badhnāti jnana sangena chanagha. So this describes the mood of a Sattvic mind. When the mind is in Sattvic mood, how does it behave? So what are the terms used? Number one, nirmalatvat. Number 2, prakashakam. Number 3, anamayam. Number 4, sukham. Number 5, jnanam. 5 terms are used to describe a sattvic mode. So when the mind is in sattva, this is what we will experience with regard to that mind. Number 1, nirmalatvat. Nirmala means what? Pure. Yes. You experience that mind is very pure. It is not impure. And then prakashakam. Very bright, brilliant. Prakasha means light. That mind is able to think very clearly. The mind is able to think deep. There are no confusions. That mind is at its best. That mind is able to recollect. Memory sharp. And what is the state of that mind? Anamayam. Amayam means disease. So anamayam means what? Disease means dis-ease. That mind which is not at ease, meaning disturbed. So anamayam means what? Non-dis-ease. In short, at ease. 2 negative gets cancelled. The mind which is peaceful. The mind which is cheerful. The mind which is light. The mind which is healthy. Without any kinds of disease. What is the disease of the mind? Agitation, frustration, disturbance, worry, anxiety. They are all diseases of the mind. So that mind which is very peaceful. That mind which is very alert. That mind which is very obedient. A diseased mind is always a disobedient mind. A mind at ease is always an obedient mind. A mind which we can easily control. The mind which obeys us. And how do we experience that mind? Sukham. I am happy to possess such a mind. I am happy to be with such a mind. Sukham. And what is its nature? Jnanam. That mind is automatically attracted to knowledge. There is a desire to know. So when we experience such a state of mind, understand that mind is sattvic. This is a sattvic mood. This is mind at its best. Okay? Yes. Now let us go to rajasic mode. Discussion we will take up later. What is rajasic mode? Verse number 7 in 14th chapter. Rajo ragatmakam viddhi trishna sanga samudbhavam tannibadhnati kaunteya karma sangena dehinam. Rajo ragatmakam viddhi. It is ragatmakam. What is sattvic mind? Prakashatmakam, of the nature of light. That is sattvic mind. What about this? Ragatmakam. Raga means actually color. Raga means attachment. But raga also means color. A mind which is colored. A mind which is filled with attachments. Trishna sangam. Trishna sanga samudbhavam. Trishna is there. Trishna means what? Craving, desires. Full of worldly desires. So all kinds of agitations, disturbances, extrovertedness, passion, sensuousness, restlessness. So when the mind is found in that state, full of activity, not at peace, when mind is found in such a state, it is called as a rajasic mind. And what happens to that person? Karma sangena badhnati. Such a person cannot sit quietly. He'll be attached to karma, action. Such a person will be highly active. The rajas in that person will not allow that person to sit quietly. So this is the nature of a rajasic mind. So what is the first type of mind? Cheerfully active. Cheerfully inactive. It is a silent mind. Inactivity is there, alert, vigilant inactivity. Peace, that is sattvic mind. What is rajasic mind? Full of activity, restlessness. Okay, now let us see what is a tamasic mind. Verse number 8. Tamastvajnanajam viddhi mohanam sarvadehinam pramadalasya nidrabhihi tannibadhnati bharata. Yes. What is the nature of a tamasic mind? Ajnanajam. It is born out of ajnanam. Ajnana means ignorance. So that mind which is dull, which has not the ability to gain knowledge, which is ignorant, mohanam, and deluding also. Mohanam means deluding. Deluding means what? The right thing, it is very sure that it is the wrong thing. And the wrong thing, it is 100% confident it is the right thing. That confidence, born out of ignorance, it is all the expression of a tamasic mind. Mohanam. And what happens to such a person? What are the expressions of a mind in tamasic mood? Pramada, carelessness, inadvertence, heedlessness. Alasya, alasya means what? Laziness. Nidrabhihi, nidra. Nidra means sleep. Pramada, alasya, nidra. Carelessness, laziness, and sleep. This dull mind, we say it is a tamasic mind. So these are the three moods of the mind. Sattvic mind, alert, vigilant, fresh, peaceful, full of knowledge. What about rajasic mind? Extremely disturbed, extroverted, filled with worldly desires, not at all at peace, wandering here and there, passionate. Such a mind is called a rajasic mind. And then, what is tamasic mind? A dull, sleepy, lazy mind is called a tamasic mind. So these are the three moods of the mind. Now the question is it possible to have 100% sattvic mind? Or is there any being who is 100% sattvic? Bhagavad-Gītā makes it very clear. Chapter number 18, verse number 40. Na tadasti prithivyam va divi deveshu va punaha sattvam prakriti jair muktam yedebhisyatribhir gunaihi. Is there any being who is 100% sattvic? Because everybody crave to have this sattvic mind. Is it possible to make the mind 100% sattvic? Or is there anyone who has done it? Bhagavad-Gītā makes it very clear. Meaning Bhagavan makes it very clear. Na tadasti. There is not a single being. Prithivyam, either upon this earth, diviva, or in the heavens. Even among the devatas. Forget about human beings. Even among devatas, there is not even a single person who is not having all these three. Okay, so all of us, we have all these three moods, all these three gunas. So how does these moods function? So now there is another verse, verse number 10 in chapter 14, which says, Rajas tamas-chabhibhuya sattvam bhavati bharata rajas sattvam tamas-chaiva tamas sattvam rajas tatha. These three moods keep on rotating. So at some time you find that your mind is possessed with sattva. That sattva overpowers. Rajas and tamas, it predominates. And then after some time you find that sattva is predominated by, say, rajas. And after some time that rajas is predominated by tamas. Meaning all these three moods, they keep on changing. It is not possible for a person to remain 100% sattvic all the time. Not possible. This keeps on changing. So this much basic understanding we must have. Now we will have to discuss how to make use of this information provided by Bhagavad-Gītā. First question is, can we increase sattva-guna in us? Is it that it is equal in all of us? 33%, 33%, 33%. If it is equal, then we can't do anything. Then no point in doing any sadhana also. Now the question is, can I increase the sattva-guna in me? Is it possible? So the answer is yes. You can increase the duration of sattva-guna. You can also increase the intensity of sattva-guna. Two things. How to increase the duration and intensity? That is where spiritual sadhana comes into picture. Spiritual practice come into picture. All our prayer, meditation, satsang, all the spiritual practices, japa, etc., whatever we do, in the process what is happening, the sattva-guna in us is increasing. Right. So the more and more sadhana we do, the duration of sattva-guna will increase and also the intensity. Both are important. Asamshayam mahabaho mano durnigraham chalam abhyasena tu kaunteya vairagyena cha grihyate. Arjuna, very difficult it is to conquer the mind, but with these two it is possible. What are the two? Abhyasa and Vairagya. This is the technique. What Abhyasa? Abhyasa means practice. So when we do sadhana which are sattvic in nature, the sattvic content of the mind increases. This is called as Abhyasa. Vairagya means what? Raga means attachment. So practicing detachment. So what are you practicing? The practice of minimizing rajas. So on one side you have to minimize rajas. On the other side you have to increase sattva. This is possible. What about tamas? The very fact that you are practicing that itself will kill tamas. Because tamas is inactivity. Any spiritual activity will kill inactivity. So therefore, definitely yes, it is possible to increase the sattva content in us. And this is what all the spiritual seekers must do. Increasing the sattva content. Because we are at our best when the mind is sattvic. Right. Now, how can this information be made use of? This information can be made use of in so many ways. Suppose you have to take a very important decision in life. So in which mood should this decision be taken? Tamasic mood? In tamasic mood, if you take this decision, remember at that time you may feel that this is the right thing. At that time you are 100% confused when you are in tamas. This is the thing to be done. But later on, a time comes when the mind becomes sattvic. At that time you feel, oh, what I have done is wrong. You see, many times people say this, oh, I think I have made a mistake. I think I shouldn't have spoken like that. I shouldn't have done like that. So what does it mean? That mood was either rajasic or tamasic. I did something, and then when the mind became sattvic, I started repenting for it. So therefore, this is a very important thing. Always make in fact, all decisions. But especially when it is a major decision, ask this question. Look into the dashboard. What does the dashboard show? T, R or S? Right. This is where meditation, becomes very, very important. You don't have to do highly advanced Vedantic meditation or all. No. At least if this practice is done just to look into the mind, just to observe the mind, observe the thoughts, at least if this practice is done, then that person is saved from very many dangers. We come to know, this is not the time. No. At this time, let me just not take any decision. Let me not say anything. You see, in the vehicles, you have this gear, isn't it? So the moment you see a steep, what do you call that, a rise on the road, what do? Not the gearless vehicle. The vehicle with gear. What do? Suppose you are going in 4. Immediately you come down to 1, isn't it? Because the 4 you can't climb. You need power. So in the same way, just like you change gear seeing the topography or in the same way you must decide, now, no, this is not the time because I am very weak. When the mind is in tamas, I am very weak. The brain doesn't function properly. Remember, tamas and sattva, they are just the opposite. Tamas and sattva, just the opposite. So if sattva is prakashatmakam, what is tamas? Andhakara. Darkness. In darkness, any decision you take, it is going to be wrong. Interesting thing is, tamas and sattva, they are both of the nature of sukham only. Both are of the nature of sukham. In tamas, what kind of sukham you have? Ignorance is bliss. That's sukham. In sattva, it is knowledge is bliss. You know everything, therefore there is no problem. You take right decision. Everything is perfect, therefore there is a joy of knowledge. The joy that you are doing the right thing. So in sattva, there is a joy of knowledge. In tamas, there is a joy of ignorance. You don't know that there is a big problem and therefore you are happy. Isn't it? So therefore, decision making becomes very important. So in decision making, this knowledge becomes very important. Again, when you are doing some research, there is a particular topic where you have to think deep. And that topic is, or that subject is a very subtle subject. A lot of thinking is necessary. A lot of analysis is necessary. Then just keep that topic aside for the sattva mode. And generally, when do we have this sattvic mode? Generally, the sattvic mode comes early in the morning. Generally, they call it Brahma Muhurta. Even otherwise also, you just imagine 7-8 hours you have slept. Body has taken rest. Mind has taken rest. The sun is just rising. So early in the morning, you will always find the mind is in the sattvic state. That is why we say, get up early. Because when you are missing that early morning time, what are you missing? You are missing that very important portion of the day where the mind is sattvic. The best moments of your life, you are going to miss. That's why we say, sleep early. So that you can get up early. If your day starts at 4 o'clock, just imagine 4 to almost 7, 8. The mind is in sattvic state. Generally, that sattva start diminishing after breakfast. Once you feed yourself, dullness starts creeping in. You can observe that. After breakfast, you feel like taking a light nap. See, in doing gross work like plowing, etc., it is easy. You don't need sattvic mind and all that for that. But when it comes to doing subtle operations, you need subtle instruments. Especially when you have to study the scriptures, listening to the scriptures, contemplation upon the scriptures. Some topic which is very, very complicated, very subtle. At that time, your mind has to be extremely subtle. At that time, you must have a sattvic mind. This knowledge is also very useful for sadhakas. So when your mind is at the peak of its sattva, what kind of sadhana you have to do? At that time, don't read anything, don't listen anything. What you should do? Listen to the inner guidance. God is constantly speaking to all of us. There is an inner voice. And to listen to that inner voice, the mind has to be extremely sattvic, peaceful. So after getting up from bed, wash yourself, sit down. Don't listen to any external noise. Be with yourself. Listen to your Creator. Because that is the best state of mind where you can tune to Him. And after some time, you will lose contact. Not because He stops talking. Because our instrument is not capable. Swamiji, how long can we listen to Him? It depends upon your stamina. How much of spiritual stamina you have, how much of sattvic content you have developed through your sadhana, it depends upon that. Generally, for people, for the beginners, it is 20 minutes. But as you keep developing this spiritual stamina, this 20 minutes slowly becomes 40 minutes, 1 hour, 2 hours, 3 hours. You can be in contact with Him. But slowly, slowly you will find that mind is getting tired. Exactly like the physical body. You take some push-ups and pull-ups. The first few rounds it goes very fast. After that, slowly, 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 a time comes when it stops. Isn't it? It is the same thing with mind also. There is something called stamina. And this stamina comes with practice, abhyasen. So, at the peak of sattva, what is the sadhana to be done? Listen to Him. That is called as meditation. The guidance which comes from God is the best guidance for you. Because what is needed for you, He knows. Therefore, every day there should be some time when you are in tune with Him. That is a time when the biggest problems or something which you don't have answers, those are the rare moments when you get guidance. And that's the best guidance for you. That guidance you can never get from any talks, any scriptures. No. It is a tailor-made, right? Tailor-made. What is needed for you, it will come. Many times in the scriptures you get only general guidance, not a specific guidance. The instructions in the scripture, they are generally the general guidance. For a tamasic person, guidance may be different. A rajasic person, it may be different. Sattvic, different. We are all of different personality makeups. The right guidance comes only from Bhagavan. So those rare moments, keep it exclusively for that. But as the mind becomes more and more dull, as the mind becomes lesser and lesser sattvic, and as the rajas starts creeping in, and this is what will happen, then go to the next level of sadhana. What is the next level? You are no more able to listen to the inner guidance. Now start listening to the outer guidance. What is the outer guidance? Reading the scriptures, listening to talks. That is outer guidance. It helps. But for that also sattva is necessary. A time comes when that also becomes boring. Then what to do? Then go to adhama sadhana. What is that? Not uttama sadhana. Adhama means inferior. Selfless service. Go to the world, serve everyone. For that too much of purity is not needed. Selfless service, seva, karma yoga. If this way we live, then we are actually making use of this information. Sattva, rajas, tamas. Unfortunately, most of the people in this world, they don't know about this. They don't know about these three modes of the mind. And therefore they are not able to thoroughly make use of their sattvic state of mind. Right. Now, A person who is regularly doing sadhana, spiritual practice, slowly the sattva content increases in that person's life. And now a very important information is given in the 14th chapter. It says, at the time of death, the mood which a person has, that mood will decide his future. At the time of death, what is the mood that that person possesses? That mood will decide everything. For example, if a person can die in sattvic mood, what will happen to such a person? Verse number 14. Yada sattve pravruddhetu pralayam yati deha bhrut tadottama vidan lokan amalan pratipadyate. Yada sattve pravruddhetu. When the mind is intensely sattvic, when that person leaves the body, what happens to him? It is said he goes to the higher worlds. Uttamavidan lokan, amalan lokan. He goes to the higher worlds, purer worlds, the world of the sadhakas. There's another verse also that comes in chapter number 6, verse number 41. Prapya punyakritan lokan ushitva shashvati samaha shuchinam srimatam gehe yoga bhrashto bhijayate. So such a person who dies in a sattvic mood, he goes to the higher worlds, and where is he born? In a cultured family, in a prosperous family. In such a family, that person is born. So that he can continue his sadhana. Now the question is, at the time of death, how can I choose the mood? Can we choose the mood at the time of death? This we have discussed in 8th chapter also. Sada tad bhava bhavitaha, it is said there. Yo yo yam yam tanum bhaktaha. No, what is that? Yam yam vapi smaran bhavam tejattante kalevaram tam tamaiveti kaunteya sada tad bhava bhavitaha. At the time of death, with whatever thought a person dies, that thought will decide his future. Can we decide that thought? No. Sada tad bhava bhavitaha. That person has become his thought. That thought has become a habit in him. There is an intense thought momentum. So the last moment, while we are dying, we cannot choose our thoughts. We cannot choose our moods. Then what will decide that mood? Throughout my life, which mood did I entertain in myself? That mood will possess me. This is a law. So throughout my life, if I have entertained sattvic mood, sattvic thoughts, good thoughts, noble thoughts, the mind has become habituated in thinking good, noble thoughts, in remaining in sattvic mood. So at the time of death, automatically that mood will possess me. There is no effort there. It happens effortlessly. So therefore, to intelligently die, what should we do? We should intelligently live. And what is intelligent living? Ensuring that the mind is as much as possible in the sattvic mood. As much as possible. Increase the duration, increase the intensity, and slowly the majority of the mood duration will be sattvic. Then there is nothing to fear. Rajasi pralayam gatva karma sangishu jayate tatha pralinas tamasi mudha yonishu jayate. Verse number 15. When a person dies in a rajasic mood, he is born in an environment where there is lot of rajas, lot of activity, lot of extrovertedness, lot of disturbance. You see, the world around me is decided by the world within me. If I entertain disturbing thoughts, the external world also will be a disturbing world. There is a relationship. So every time I am entertaining thoughts of anger, thoughts of violence. You see, nowadays children, they play this, video game. What is this video game? Shooting and killing. So what is happening? You may think that it's a very innocent game. It is not innocent. You are consciously or unconsciously entertaining violent thoughts. So what are you doing? You are choosing a violent world. Then after that, don't say, God, why did you do this to me? You asked for it. Isn't it? You see? So choose sattvic thoughts, good thoughts, divine thoughts, and a divine world will form around you. Simple law. You don't have to change anyone. Change this person, change that person, change situation. No, you have to just change yourself, your own thoughts. That's all you need to do. Tatha pralinas tamasi mudhayonishu jayate. A person who is entertaining only tamasic thoughts. Tamasic thoughts means what? Even entertaining thought is a problem for him. So dull, lazy fellow, mudhayoni, he will be born. It is said here. Oh, this is what you want. Lazy, not moving at all. Okay. So as Upanishad says, become a tree. Become a tree means what? No movement. Everything comes to it. Mudhayoni. If you desire ignorance, you will be born ignorant. See, entertaining lazy thoughts, entertaining dull thoughts, entertaining ignorance, being happy in ignorance, escaping from knowledge means what? Choosing tamas. Then a tamasic body is given, tamasic world is given. And Bhagavan says in one shot, verse number 18, Urdhvam gachanti sattvasthaha, madhye tishtanti rajasaha, jaghanya guna vrittisthaha, adho gachanti tamasaha. Urdhvam gachanti sattvasthaha. People who entertain sattvic thoughts, sattvic mood, urdhvam gachanti. They keep on going higher and higher. They go on gaining knowledge. And as they gain knowledge, knowledge and peace, they are connected. They gain more and more peace, more and more fulfillment in life. That becomes an inspiration to do more and more sadhana. They go on higher. How long will they go higher? Till liberation. Higher means what? It's a state of, don't think that you are going to some higher worlds, upper. No. It's a state of the mind. Mind becomes purer. And finally, in that pure mind, ultimate truth is revealed. Liberation is achieved. What about Rajasic people? They remain there itself. Sattvic people, they keep on going higher. Rajasic people, they remain there itself. What about Tamasic people? Jaghanya guna vrittisthaha adho gachanti. They keep on going down. Down means what? Ignorance, suffering. Now a question may come. See, Swamiji, you said 100% sattva is not possible. So then how is liberation possible? Do you need 100% sattva to attain liberation? What is your answer? Should we make the mind 100% sattvic to attain liberation? So the answer is no. Because the final state of liberation is by witnessing the mind. Witnessing the mind means dropping the mind. And to dropping the mind, 100% is not needed, even 80% will do. So this topic of meditation we will take in the end after discussing all this. Last topic will be meditation. So this topic is just to give you the importance of why we should cultivate sattvic mood. The next topic, in fact all the topics are connected to these three moods only. So the next topic at 11:30 we'll have a close look at happiness. Happiness is also of three types: sattva, rajas and tamasic. So if I have to have a sattvic mind, sattvic mood, what should I do? I must indulge only in sattvic happiness. This is the topic. We will see at 11:30. Om Namo Narayanaya. 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 Om Sarve Bhavantu Sukhinah. Sarve Santu Niramayah. Sarve Bhadrani Pashyantu. Ma Kaschid Dukkha Bhag Bhave. Asato Ma Sadgamaya. Tamaso Ma Jyotirgamaya. Mrityorma Amritam Gamaya. Om Purnamadav Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate. Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om. Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om.